Hi there! Well, welcome to part 2 of my 2015 favorites. In my previous video, I talked to you about my new beauty product favorites for the previous year, and in this video, I'm just going to be talking to you about my lifestyle favorites. So I've got some clothing and jewelry items, I've got some new bags, household items, and a couple of recipes and other miscellaneous things to share with you. So anything that I have done a video about this year, I will go ahead and link to that. It'll probably show up across the top of the screen as an annotation, and I will also make sure to list everything that I mentioned down below. So let's go ahead and start off the lifestyle favorites by talking about some bags that were new to me this year. The first one that I wanted to mention is a new makeup bag love. I found this right before my trip this summer and I absolutely fell in love with it. It is just the perfect makeup bag for me. This is the Tumi Lima Journey Voyager. I love the color. First of all, I like the purple and pink combination, but it is available in other colors as well. But what I really liked about this bag was the organization. It's also very lightweight, but it deceptively holds a lot of things. So it looks very compact on the outside, but once I started filling this with things, it holds so much stuff. So as I mentioned in the opening, anything I've talked about in a video I will link to for you, but you can get a pretty good idea of how much this can hold. It has this large upper area here, and then it's got a couple divided compartments here at the bottom that I use to hold brushes and pencils and other smaller items. This just worked out so well for me, and I really look forward to using it on future trips. I feel like that was a really good find this year. The next thing I want to talk to you about is also something that I took on a trip with me, but it was also an item that I continued to carry over the summer. It's something I'd wanted for quite a while. This is a crossbody bag. This was from Travel On. I'd wanted a crossbody bag for a really long time, and I just wanted to find the one that I felt was perfect for me. I didn't want it to be too large. I didn't want it to be too small, and I really wanted something with a lot of organization, not just one big giant pocket. So this really suited all of those needs for me. This has got a nice front zip pocket here. It's got a lot of interior organization, and it also has another slip pocket here on the back that's magnetized, but very, very comfortable to wear, and I really got a lot of use out of this. It was really nice to be just sort of hands-free when I was out and about shopping, and then especially on my trip when I wanted to take pictures and things like that. It was really nice to just be able to put this over my shoulder, have it feel safe and secure, and then also have my hands free for that. My next favorite is not technically a bag, but it did seem to fit pretty well into this category. This is my Hobo International wallet. Now this wallet is typically called Lauren when it's in the vintage leather, and this edition can be found under the name Belinda when they do it in this patent leather. This was their 10th anniversary edition. I really love the bright pink color of this, and this is a style of wallet that I have had over and over again over the years. I switched to a zip around wallet from Nordstrom for a couple of years, but then I really missed having the Lauren style wallet. I again will link to this video if you'd like to see more about it, but it's just very well organized. It's just one that I love. It's got a lot of room. If you like a large wallet, this is going to be a great one for you. It's got a couple of different organizational pockets. It just holds everything that I need, and I like that it really has a spot for everything, and it's just a little bit different in its design, but also pretty classic and easy to use as well. And then finally, a bag that I've gone on about this year, but it's just one that I really, really love, is my new Michael Kors top zip tote. One of the things that I fell in love with about this bag first was, of course, the color. This is called Cinder. I really like that it was sort of a gray, brown, neutral, but something very different than any other bag color I'd ever had before. But like the other Michael Kors bag I've had, it's organized really well. I like the pockets on the ends. I like the interior pockets. It's set up really well for me, and the fact that it has a top zip makes everything nice and secure. My bag tends to fall over all the time, especially in the car, and so I really like knowing that my contents aren't going to go everywhere. So really excited about this year. This has just been a really great change for me. I went from the larger multi-function tote into this, and it's still got plenty of room for the large amount of items that I like to carry, but it's a little bit more compact in size. All right, now let's move on to some clothing and jewelry. The first couple of items that I wanted to talk to you about in the clothing category are a couple of things that I'm actually wearing today. So the first one is the top I have on. This is the LL Bean French sailor shirt. This is actually my 4th shirt in the same style. I think it's becoming a problem, but they come out with new colors all the time. But this one was just really classic and spoke to me. I just really love the look of this. This has a cream colored background with dark navy stripes. Let me stand up here for you. So it's got 3/4 length sleeves. It's just got a nice fit through the body. It's really great, especially for my weather here, because we get a little bit cool, but it doesn't really get cold. And this is like a nice lightweight sweater material. So it would be a little bit too much for me to wear in the summertime, but in the fall through winter and spring here, it's just perfect. There is a color combination for everyone. If you don't really like this style, they have so many other options, but it's just something that I really love. And obviously, since this is my 4th one, I do really like the style of these. They're just classic. They're very comfortable to wear, and because they're LL Bean, they do have a guarantee they stand behind their clothing, and that's something that I really like about them. So always going to get something quality when I buy from them, which is what I really like. Alright, so my next favorite is a new pair of shoes. I talked about these in a favorites a couple of months ago, but they are so comfortable. They are my most favorite pair of tennis shoes I've ever had. These are my Brooks Ghost 8 shoes. I'm not a runner, but I am a walker, and I really love these. When I first got them, I was so impressed. I felt like they were just giving me a little bit of extra spring in my step. I really like the color scheme of these. They're a light gray color on the body of them, so they won't show a lot of dirt, but then they've got these nice bright and pink and blue accents, which I really love. But I cannot recommend these enough. Even if this color scheme isn't for you, they have a couple of others in this Brooks Ghost 8, but I really have been impressed with the Brooks shoes. These are a neutral cushioning shoe, so if you're someone that needs a stabilization shoe, you might want something different than the Ghost, but for just a neutral cushioning walker, these are really, really great for me, and I love them. So I've mentioned I was wearing a couple of the items in my favorites for clothing and jewelry. So the second item are these earrings. These are the Rikugien earrings in silver from Elizabeth Ashley. They're available on Etsy. These were a gift from my parents when we were visiting them in August, and I just love them. My mother did such a good job of picking these out for me. She knows my style very well. I like really small, dainty, delicate earrings, so these just fit the bill perfectly. They're like a little tiny hammered metal disc, but they go really well with everything. You can sort of dress them up or dress them down, and I find myself wearing them quite a bit. They seem to go with a lot of the things that I like to wear, so those were one of my new favorites this year. Now getting into some kitchen and food favorites from this past year. The first product that I wanted to share with you is something that has made my life so much simpler. These are the Reynolds slow cooker liners. I don't know what took me so long to find these, but they have been a game changer. So these are just a plastic liner that you put into your slow cooker before you add in your food, and they make cleanup so easy. So you just cook your food like you normally would, then you remove the liner, throw it away, and you don't have to do any scrubbing of any baked on gunk or anything like that. These will fit in both the oval size and the regular one as well, and I would not want to be without these. I forgot to pick some of these up, and I was without, and I cooked something, and I just remembered how much simpler these make things, so I always have those on hand now. The next thing I want to talk to you about is a baking dish that I mentioned in a favorites video this year. So this is my Le Creuset baking dish. This is a 9x13 size. I use this for roasting chickens quite often. I also bake regular chicken breasts in it, roasting vegetables. It's just become sort of an all-purpose baking dish for me, but I really like the design of it. I like the way that it conducts heat very evenly. Everything that I've cooked in here has just cooked really nicely. I like the handles here on the end, which I weren't sure how useful they would be. I thought they might be more for decoration, but they actually make getting this out of the oven pretty easy. And I always recommend Le Creuset items because I just think that they are very high quality and I really enjoy cooking with them. But as always, I do say if you can find one at an outlet store, I really do recommend it because you can get pretty good prices on them rather than buying them directly from the manufacturer. All right, another new kitchen appliance, well, it's not really an appliance, I guess another new kitchen tool that I have is another pan that I have here. This is my grill pan. This was something else I was really excited about this year. This is from Calphalon. It's a non-stick grill pan. It does have a little bit of an edge here, so it helps keep everything inside. But I wanted a way to be able to cook hamburgers and fish and chicken and things like that inside when we didn't feel like grilling outside. So I looked around a bit and this was the pan I came across. I really have been very pleased with this. Again, it does conduct heat very well. It's got a really nice long handle on it, very comfortable to use, and just does a great job. My main thing is I wanted to cook everything evenly, and it does that. Also, cleanup is really easy with this. I was concerned the first time that I used it, I was cooking some chicken that I had a really heavy bit of marinade on, so it did get quite a bit of gunk in this, but it just wiped clean really easily. So really recommend this. I'm really glad to have it. I'd wanted a grill pan for a really long time, and so I'm glad I made that choice and finally picked one up. Into some food favorites. The first thing that I want to talk to you about is a recipe favorite from this past year. That is my mom's everything sauce. I'm going to link to that here for you. It is so tasty and delicious. I can't believe she held out on me all of this time, but we discovered this when we were back visiting over the summer, and she had this fantastic sauce that we decided to call Mom's Everything Sauce because it is good with everything. We had it with hamburgers that night, but it would be good with fish and chicken and just dipping chips in it. It is wonderful, but I did a video for you on it showing you how to make it. It's really easy to put together, but so flavorful, and it was something that I was really excited to hear about this year, and something I've been making quite often so we can have it on hand for our meals at home. And then a couple other food items that I wanted to share with you are things that I picked up over the year that I've come to really enjoy. So the first one is from McCormick. This is a garlic pepper seasoned grinder. What I really like about this is it's easy to find a garlic and pepper grinder, but I really like that this, or excuse me, a salt and pepper grinder. But what I like about this is that it does have garlic in it, so you get the flavors of that as well. It really kind of just punches up dishes a little bit, or if I have a frozen meal or something that just needs a little bit of extra flavor, this adds a really nice amount of it. It's not overly salty. They've got a really good combination of the flavors here, but this is my backup because I'm almost finished with the one I had. But I found that since I bought this the first time, I've had to replace it a couple times, and I use it so often, but I just really enjoy that. And then something else I've been eating quite a bit of this year are these MorningStar Farms patties. These happen to be the Mediterranean chickpea version. I love a lot of different varieties of these MorningStar patties. I put them on a wheat bun. They're so easy to cook. They're 45 seconds each side in the microwave. Throw them on a wheat bun, and you've got a nice little healthy lunch. I also really like the Asian veggie patty, but the Mediterranean chickpea are really awesome as well. They're both so good, but there are so many different flavors to try, but these are just so nice to have on hand. And then another thing that I have here that I became absolutely addicted to this year, and I unfortunately have to show you like a mostly eaten bag of these, but the Harvest Snaps. These are the Snap Pea Crisps, specifically in this black pepper flavor. I think a lot of you have favorites of these. The wasabi ranch ones seem to be really popular. I like the original, and I like these black pepper, but these are so tasty. I like that you do get a bit of fiber in them, and you get a crunchy snack, which a savory snack is always my preference, but these have just really wowed me this year, and it's something that we almost always have on hand now for a snack. And I guess you can feel a little bit better about it that you are eating something that might be a little bit healthier of a snack, but in any case, they're really good, and I would probably honestly eat them either way. Next, I wanted to talk to you about some home favorites, most of which are too large to hold up and show you, but the first one I definitely can. This is my little rhino stool. I purchased this from Bed Bath & Beyond earlier in the year. What I really love about it is its compact size. It holds up to 400 pounds, so it's also very strong and sturdy, but I like that I can store it just about anywhere. Since I've gotten this, I've used it for so many things. I am pretty tall, so I don't have a lot of trouble reaching things, but sometimes I just need a little bit of an extra step up. So this is a really good size to keep on hand. It just folds down like that and just gives you a little extra foot or so of height, and I really like it because it's easy to carry around. It does fold down, as I mentioned, and then it's got this little handle here, so I would just usually store this behind my laundry room door or something, but I wanted some sort of little step stool for quite a while, and I didn't want to have the little ladder that we have out in the garage. It's really heavy and bulky. I didn't want to have to keep dragging that back in and out of the house, but once I picked this up, this was exactly what I needed, and it's just really made things a lot easier for me here around the house. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is our new wood look tile. So I went through this whole saga with you earlier this year where we had a plumbing leak at our house and we had to replace some flooring and also remodel a bathroom. So the wood look tile and our new updated bathroom are a couple of home favorites this year. We've been really pleased with the tile. I've gotten a lot of questions about it, and I have to tell you, it is exactly what we hoped it would be. It's very easy to clean, to maintain. It's held up really really well. It's not fragile. We do have 3 cats. It doesn't get any scratches on it. I've dropped pretty heavy things on it. It's not chipped or broken any of the tile. I've used my regular floor cleaner on it with no problem, and so it's held up really well. And also the bathroom, we're really happy with the choices that we made there. Again, our countertops, our cabinets, everything's holding up the way that we hoped it would. And I'm just really happy with the decisions that we made in there as well. So next we have a few other areas of the house that we'd like to start working on, but this year those are the 2 things that really stood out to us. In this category of home favorites, I am so excited about everything that I've shared with you, but this final thing is something that has truly, really made our lives so much easier, and it's something that both my husband and I really love to use. This is our Dyson cordless animal vacuum. It was definitely an investment, but knowing how often we like to vacuum, how much cat hair and litter that we need to clean up on a daily basis, it was something that we knew was going to be really great for us. I did a lot of research before making this purchase. I wanted to make sure I was getting the right vacuum for us. I wanted something that was cordless, but I also wanted something with a lot of power. So this vacuum was perfect for us. We got it on a good sale through the Dyson website in the springtime, but it has been fantastic. We use it almost every single day and at least every other day, but it's really easy to just pull off of its charger. You can use one hand. We can go around and do a small area, or we can do a larger area in the house. I think there's about up to 20 minutes of time that you can use it, but it's been perfect for what we needed. I think it was worth every penny. I'm so pleased with it. It has a lot of power for a cordless vacuum, and it's just something that has made cleanup really easy. We don't have to worry about dragging out our really large vacuum all the time. This just does such a good job in quick areas, and we can just keep up on things so things don't build up over time, which has been really nice. My final category of favorites for 2015 I am calling entertainment. I didn't really know any other way to categorize it. So the first 2 things I want to talk to you about are television shows. We have become completely obsessed with these next 2 shows. The first one is House of Cards, and the second one is Homeland. I don't want to tell you too much about either one if you're not watching them, but we are absolutely hooked. These are the kinds of shows that we really have to keep ourselves from binge watching. We will not allow ourselves to watch more than 2 episodes at a time because we get through them too quickly. But once we started House of Cards, we went completely through all of the seasons. Now we're completely caught up on that until the new season starts next year. And we are currently on season 2 of Homeland. And I'll tell you, we're having a really hard time not watching more than 2 episodes at a time. But we're making our way through it. We're really enjoying it. There are so many twists and turns in this show, and just when you think you've got things figured out, something else happens, and it is great. We recommend it to all of our friends, and we've got a couple other people watching it now that are just as hooked on it as we are. My final favorite of the year is still in the entertainment category, but I would put it in my top 3 of overall favorites for the year. If I had to pick my top 3, I would say my Michael Kors Top Zip Tote would be 1, the Dyson Animal Cordless Vacuum would be 2, and then my Kindle Paperwhite would be number 3. I love this little device. I can't believe it took me so long to switch over to an e-reader, but I am so happy that I did make the switch. I love this little device. I really spent some time researching which one I would want, whether I wanted to go with an iPad mini or this Paperwhite, and I'm really glad that I went with the Paperwhite. I love that it's backlit. I can read in sunlight. I can read in low light. It's just a really great all-purpose little reader for me, and I love this leather case that it comes in. I can just flip this around and hold it. It makes it really easy to keep secure. It keeps it really easy to hold on to, and I just like the color of it as well. I'm obviously very attracted to pink and purple colors, but really so thrilled with this little thing this year. I use it nearly every day, and so it was definitely worth the purchase for me. So those are all of my 2015 lifestyle favorites. If you haven't already watched the beauty video, I will link to that down below if you are interested. As always, I thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.